Yo boys, so welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to record a push session. So I've actually never hit many push sessions. I think I've done 5 ever, like I'm talking ever, because I was always running upper lowers for like the past year, I want to say. So yeah, this will be interesting. I'm really enjoying push at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. I'm training with Patsy today, and I might be hopping on with a podcast with him. I'm not too sure, but yeah, anyways, meal 1 here, the usual, if it will focus, is 90 grams of oats and a scoop of protein whey. So yeah, then I'll have a bagel with this because calories got bumped up. Hit 80 kg this morning. Big personal kind of achievement, that, because that's always been something I've been trying to do for ages, man. Ages. 80 kg was always like a big number for me. Like when I hit 70, it was like, nah, like it didn't really matter, but like 80's a big one, man. 80's a big one. Because now I'm only 20 away from 100, so you know, it's all in one game. Anyways, we're off to the gym at 12, and I will have 2 bagels and a protein shake before the gym, and then I have ABE pre-workout, which I just bought, so I'll be taking that. So yeah, I'll run you through everything. The session, you'll see it in the video, it'll be dumbbells, lateral raises, or cuffed lateral raises, depending. Then it will be, I think, yeah, cuffed lateral raises, then a dumbbell press, so low incline press, that's brand new, you'll see that. Low incline Smith. And then, to be honest, I'd be lying if I said I knew what was next, because it is my first time ever doing this push session, because me and Martin matched up our sessions so we can train together on the weekend. So a whole new split for Sam, which is always exciting. So yeah, enough waffling done. Eat this pre-workout and then go to the gym. Yo people, what is good? So back with another voiceover just to run you through this push session, because once again this is new in the rotation, or in my kind of new split. So yeah, I'll just kind of run you through, I suppose. So starting off with a lion lateral raise. So I'll do a bit of explanation on this, because I had a few people kind of ask me why I chose this, why don't I use dumbbells, blah blah. So basically the way the delt works is it is strongest at the bottom. So when the kind of cables join together, it is strongest, and that is when the cable stack, or like the weight, is heaviest. So that will match the strength profile of the delt. And the weight kind of drops off as I come up. But if I was to use a dumbbell, it would be heaviest at the top, and there would be very little resistance at the bottom, if that makes sense. So when I have the dumbbells held side by side at the bottom, there's going to be very little resistance. Anyone knows that who does a dumbbell lateral raise. Or even if you just hold the dumbbells, like there's no resistance, you know what I mean? But when we're using a lying lateral raise, as you can see here, it is heaviest at the bottom, and it kind of drops off as you come up parallel with your shoulder. So yeah, really good movement here. I have wrist wraps on, just to kind of stop the cuffs moving up and down my arm, because I did find it very annoying. First rotation when I ran this, and the cuffs are just kind of coming up and down. So the wrist wraps are kind of there to keep the cuffs in a kind of stable position, I suppose, as you can see. Patsy has them better on here. I'm still kind of a noob to this exercise. So yeah, this will just help a lot with kind of, I suppose, just makes it a lot more comfortable. So just to kind of give you boys a little bit of a kind of backstory on Patsy. So I started kind of talking to Patsy on Instagram, as I suppose we're kind of in the same niche, I suppose you could call it. He is a natural bodybuilder who's already competed. He's a I've definitely said that wrong, but he's a nurse anyways in WIT, and he owns a podcast called Shoot the Shiz, I believe it's called. I'm actually hopping on tomorrow, so today is Wednesday and I'm recording tomorrow for that podcast. So yeah, make sure you give that a listen and follow their Instagram. I'll put it on the screen somewhere here. So yeah, go support that. It's a really good podcast. He had Josh Bridgman on, and I know I've listened to many of his podcasts and they are very good. So yeah, his topics are kind of mental health, social media, and I believe school. I think there's a few other kind of topics there as well, but yeah, would definitely recommend go giving that a listen, and go follow Patsy on Instagram. Apologies about the pronunciation, I'm having an absolute stinker here. So anyways, getting into dumbbell incline press. So this is a movement that I've kind of wanted to do for a while now, and I've kind of just not done it, or just kind of been putting it off. So I said, you know what, stick it in the plan, let's give it a go, see what we can do. So when I first started this movement, I believe I got 25s for a set of 8. And here you can see me warming up with them. So today, or I suppose yesterday, was when I filmed it. I got 30s up, and you'll see in the video how many reps I got, which was a big set for me. I had to stop there, bring down the weight, because something got caught in my eye, if you're wondering why I did stop. So yeah, I got 30s, which were a big set for me, and I was delighted with, to be honest. Originally when I ran this, I did a session with Aaron Milan and Martin Roach, and just like I got 30s for, I believe, a set of 8 and 1, so 1 spotted, but I just wasn't happy. Like I just the depth was okay, but like it was probably fine, but I just wasn't happy with it. Like me personally, I want to make sure of depth. I want to make sure I'm getting below parallel, and I believe I do a better job during this set. So yeah, I am very happy here. I believe I get 7 plus 1, so you can see there just hitting just below parallel, or well, kind of parallel really. But I'm much happier with this set this week. If you want to see the previous set, it's on my Instagram. Be sure to go check that out. But yeah, much happier this week. Gave Patsy the nod there before the set. He knew to come and spot. The tunes were in. Mine was locked in. I was definitely in the zone for this session. It was a very good session, especially kind of first session on the kind of new training block. I like want to set my numbers. I want to set good numbers, and I'm very happy with how these moved. So yeah, some lovely facials there. So I will log this as 7 reps plus 1. So even though I got 8 reps, I'll log it as 7 and 1, and then next week, as a kind of form of progression, I'll try get 8 reps without the plus 1. So the plus 1 is just the kind of spotted rep at the end. It's not even more of a spot. It's more, especially with dumbbells, it's more just kind of from a stability point of view, just to kind of help get that last rep up. So Patsy then is getting into a high incline hammer strength press, I believe this would be called. I've actually never done this exercise myself. I've just opted for the dumbbells instead here, but I believe this is a killer. This looks like a very tough machine, and it's definitely humbled a few souls from what I can see from being kind of seeing other people do this. I believe he gets 8 reps here. It's just that last part, kind of getting it short at the very end there. It might come up easy, but even Patsy was saying like that lockout is one of the hardest things. So you can see there he got 7 very clean reps, and the 8th one just kind of hit like a ton of bricks. Also, if you haven't already noticed, appreciate the drip. We're both matching pants, like basically bodybuilders at this stage, like, you know what I mean? So back off on dumbbell press is 27.5s. I actually have no idea how many reps I get here. Last week I did the 25s and got 12 reps. So I was like, you know what? I actually got 14 reps last week. Looking at the logbook. So you know what? I said I'd do the 27s. Also, can we appreciate this dude over on the left? He is an absolute monster. So yeah, if you're watching this, I have no idea what your name is, but yeah, you're a monster, man. Anyways, back to the set. I believe I get 11 reps here. I think it is 11. So yeah, once again, just making sure I hit that depth. Patsy giving me a spot on the last rep. Oh no, didn't even get it up, so never mind. But yeah, happy days here. Was definitely happy with this set. So third movement of the day is a high incline Smith machine press. So yeah, first time doing this again. So for any of the form police in the comments, please just let it off for this session. So I opted for 20 aside, so 1 plate aside and a 2.5, and I believe I get 7 reps, trying to control the reps as much as possible, and even get like half a second pause at the bottom there, just something really small, just kind of stop, kind of, I suppose, dead stop it, and then press back up again, aiming to keep the reps as continuous as possible, letting the ego out at the door, not putting on 2 plates aside. If I can't, press 2 plates aside. So yeah, just kind of, I suppose, giving it my all here. I believe maybe it's only 6 reps I get, but yeah, anyways, you'll see Patsy pressing a lot more weight. I believe he bands up his set. So yeah, I'll run you through kind of why he does that. He explained it to me, and it is actually does make a lot of sense. So yeah, I was happy enough here. So just log that. They'll be start numbers, and we'll aim to progress again. So Patsy then has 2 plates aside banded. I believe this is what he did in his last gym, so he kind of just, I suppose, decided to do this again here, but the Smith is a lot heavier here according to, well, I mean, I've never used the other Smith, but according to Patsy, he said it was a lot heavier, because I believe he got 2.5 plates for 6 at home in his Wexford gym, Predator Fitness, I believe it's called, and he only got 4 here, but as you know, only first time coming into the gym, so. But basically, just to run back there into why Patsy does band that. So at the bottom of the movement, the shoulders are kind of the biggest liability for injuries, I suppose. And same with the pec. And the pec is also weakest. So that is where the band will kick in take off a little tension, and then at the top where the pec is the strongest, there won't be any band tension or very minimal. So yeah, it'll basically just match the strength profile of the pec. Just gotta make sure it's optimal, you know yourself. So getting into a decline cuffed fly here, and we have Alex Lawler in the background doing 180 kg, repping it out as usual. Freak. So yeah, well done, Alex. So getting into a decline cuff fly here, so we have a top set and a back off. That's the same for all the previous exercises as well. Just kind of, I suppose I forgot to say that it's all going to be a top set and a back off. So lovely facials here again for me. I believe I did 65, I think, or it could have been 70 for a top set here. I don't know, I have it logged downstairs anyways. But aside from that, basically driving the elbows together. This is an absolute killer on the chest. So if you do have cuffs, I believe for anyone in extreme there is cuffs there anyways. But I would definitely recommend investing in a set of cuffs, because this is a beautiful exercise. It's much better than using kind of D handles as kind of, I suppose, a chest fly. Just because even from a mind muscle connection standpoint, it just feels so much better. So Patsy here, I think, is doing 105 kilos. For anyone in extreme, just if you're watching this video, I believe this dual cable stack is half the weight of the kind of bigger cable stack. Just if you were unaware of that, because I remember I was doing 60 kg on the other cable stack for a single arm lat pull down, and I hopped in here and I could nearly do the whole stack, and something isn't right there. So yeah, I believe it's about half, just for kind of when you're logbooking, just to kind of note that. So Patsy has been training, I believe, 7 years, but for kind of 4 years properly, I suppose, as you could say. So yeah, if you are wondering why he is very, very strong compared to me, that would be a big factor. So getting in then for 2 tricep exercises, and we'll finish off with 1 delt, which you'll see in a minute. So starting off with a skull crusher, this will work the long head of the tricep. So just slowly lowering the bar down and extending while trying to keep our elbows in a kind of stable position. So yeah, very good tricep exercise. If you're not already doing this, or if you're doing this with a rope, I would highly recommend using a bench and this kind of attachment, or any kind of straight bar attachment that is in your gym. It is just a lot more stable and feels a lot nicer. So yeah, once again, definitely recommend this. I believe I'm doing 35 kilos here. So 3 sets on triceps, and then we have 3 other sets on a cuffed dual pull down, which you will see in a minute. So yeah, me and Patsy were kind of discussing that arms were kind of both of our weak points. Well, it definitely is for me anyway. And I believe Patsy was saying the same. So even though this is kind of the end of the session, full focus needs to be here. Like, we need to be locked in for these sets, and we need to really, really train with intent here, not moving. Wait for me to be like really focus on the movements or the muscles we're working, rather than like running the whole stack and just, like looking cool. Like, this is like, I definitely need to grow my arms. So yeah, full intent here was on just, I suppose, performing it optimally. So yeah. So, and then to finish off, we have I did a dual kind of cuff push down, but Patsy is doing it single arm. I believe he kind of has a problem with his shoulder or elbow, or he's something going on there anyway, while he can't do it dual push down. But yeah, either way, it's not going to change much. It's going to be working the same muscle group. So doing it cuffed, we are targeting the short head of the tricep. Look, Patsy gets a little fright here. Watch this. Oh, and cable is gone. Looks around, hope no one sees that. But yeah, got a good laugh there. So I'm doing this dual, as I said, which you will see in a minute, and working the short head of the bicep. And just anyone who's not anyone who's not watching this video, anyone watching this video that's not following Jim, go give him a follow. One of the best natural physiques I've ever seen, and he is competing this year. I'm actually hoping to make it over to Manchester or kind of England, wherever he's going to compete, to watch his comp. So I think a lot of people are very, very excited to kind of see how he gets on. So his Instagram was put up there. Go follow him, go watch his comp. It will be very, very interesting, and that man has a statement to make. I did witness him do 5.5 plates on the pendulum, which was absolutely phenomenal. Anyone who's in extreme, or anyone who even uses a pendulum, will know how absolutely insane that is. So yeah, props to you, Jim. So finishing off then with a single arm cuff lateral raise. So the cable stack is like parallel to my wrist and in line with my hips. So heaviest at the bottom, lightest at the top, matching the strength profile of the delt. D handle in my hand just to kind of help with that mind muscle connection. And we did a bit of posing after, so you kind of get to see what I'm looking like. So yeah. Yo boys, so I'm going to end the video there. That was a really good session, and I was delighted with the dumbbells, how they moved, 30s and 27s. So yeah, hopefully I'll keep working those 30s up and then eventually get onto the 32s, so road to the 40s. The next session I'll get recorded will hopefully be a posterior session, because that's also a new kind of workout added in. So we'll get that one uploaded. If you did enjoy the video, please do like, please do subscribe, all that kind of crack, and yeah, catch you boys in the next one.